How y'all doing today? My name's Ayin, and today's topic of discussion is going to be quit looking over your shoulder. Quit looking over your shoulder. Now, when I think about this topic, I think about when you're doing things, whatever it is that you want to do, setting out to accomplish a goal in your life, you just specifically have a task that you're trying to complete, and you're honed in on whatever it is that you're trying to do. And you're, in a way, metaphorically looking over your shoulder to seek the approval of those that are around you, to get some reassurance of what you're doing. Or maybe you're making some leeway and putting down some bad habits, or, breaking some bad habits, and you're just doing better, and you're looking for a pat on the back. And I'm telling you to stop looking over your shoulder. That time that's just taken to stop and look over to see, who's doing, or to gain some sort of acknowledgement, you're taking your eye off the prize. As long as whatever you're doing is on the up and up, you shouldn't have to worry about looking back. That was something my grandmother had told me, and I must have been 12 or 13, and I remember her saying, as long as you're doing things right, and by right, she's not referring to, doing everything right in your life, not making any mistakes. She's talking about, trying to be legitimate in your dealings with people and things. You don't have to worry about looking over your shoulder to see, who's coming, how I'm going to get caught up in whatever it is that I'm doing. So with that, I've just kind of expanded on something that she gave me as in my youth to be beneficial in, a particular type of way to walk in my life. And I'm just expanding on that and saying it works in all things. One of the reasons why I'm addressing this topic as well, because I know people who they may change up like a habit or something that they do. And instead of them changing up the habit and, sticking to it and just going on, because believe it or not, people will notice. And if they don't, so what? Who are you doing it for? Are you doing it for you, or are you doing it for them? Some cases you may be doing it for both. But ultimately, anytime you're doing something, it should be for you, or you would have your best interest at hand, is what lack of a better phrase than what I'm trying to say. It would be in the best interest of you when you're dealing. Surely you wouldn't be doing the best interest of others if it put you at a disservice, a disadvantage, put you in a bad situation that you would have to crawl up out of. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about that. But back to what I'm talking about, people that I know that do that, where maybe it's a very bad habit that they stop for just a second and they're just like, see what I'm doing? See, normally I would have, have reacted in this manner, or I've done this, or I hadn't done it in this way, but see, I should get kudos for the way that I'm doing. And it's just like, kudos for what? For you should be your own biggest cheerleader. You should give yourself kudos that you walked another day and fulfilling whatever it is that you're trying to do. So I just don't understand the point that you're trying to get, or I just don't understand what you're trying to get to by addressing this with other people, trying to put it at the forefront that you're changed and, everybody should recognize your change. That's not how it goes. If you change, people will recognize your change. And just because they're not constantly, patting you on the back or telling you, look, I noticed that you changed, it doesn't mean that it's not happening. That's the reason why we talk on this channel about asking yourself the hard questions so nobody else has to. Stop looking over your shoulder. Stop looking over your shoulder to see who's looking, who's taking notice of what you're doing. It's hindering your growth to a degree. Because think about it. If you're constantly looking and seeking that approval of others, look, I've changed, I'm doing better, and whatever it is that I'm doing, what happens when you don't get the approval that you're looking for? I take it that maybe you might revert back to whatever it is that you were doing. See where I'm going with this? Now, if you have your best interest at heart, this is something that you would be responsible for staying on task for. Quit looking over your shoulder. That's what I'm saying. Okay? In the meantime, if you have questions, go ahead and hit me up at ayin.kilimanjaro@gmail.com. I'll do my best to answer your question in a video. Okay? In the meantime, you can also check out those links that I have in the description box. Follow me on my other social media, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter. I'm on the whole nine. Okay? Also written a book, Ayin Kilimanjaro's The Arithmetic of Family Communication. Check it out. It's on Amazon. Paperback or ebook copy. Till next time, hit that subscribe button. Stay encouraged. Avoid being discouraged. My name's Ayin. You have a good one.